This podcast is brought to you by Australia's LGBTQIA+ community media organisation, Joy. Keep Joy on air by becoming a member, a subscriber, or donate. Head to joy.org.au. Joy, a diverse sound for a diverse community.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and Aboriginal people who are listening. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded.
Well, hello there and welcome to Still Here, Still Queer, the show where the rainbow never fades. It just gets richer with age.
Each week we celebrate the voices and lives and fierce fabulousness of older LGBTQIA folk, because being queer doesn't stop at 30 or 50 or, in my case, 70.
Some of us have been marching, dancing and loving our way through the decades, and we've got the stories, scars and the sass to prove it.
We'll be serving up interviews, music, memories and a few surprises along the way, all with a generous helping of humour and heart.
We're here to challenge ageism, spotlight our queer elders, and bring generations together, from baby dykes, whatever they are, to silver foxes.
I'll tell you. So whether you're a seasoned activist, a curious young ally, or just wondering what happens when queer folks age like fine wine, pull up a chair.
We're still here, still queer. Well, that went all right, didn't it? Okay, now let's introduce everyone. My name's Henry, and what the show's about today is we're going to be introducing ourselves, talking about who we are, where we've come from, and what we aim to get out of this show and what the show is going to be about. So, really, for me, it's my favourite topic, me. We're going to start off with one of our more seasoned presenters, Gillian. Now, Gillian.
Yes.
Gillian is a British Army brat born in 1965. Now, she wrote this, so I'm not being,
You're not being derogatory. I said army brat.
That's right. And
you go for
you're
it.
allowed to be an army brat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Being an only child and spending most of her youth alone taught her to be creative and loud. Mission accomplished.
Thank you.
She's been an anchor, singer, songwriter, editor, TV producer and Joy presenter for 27 years. She's an annoyingly proud mother of 19-year-old twins, an animal nut grappling with the reality of turning 60.
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
So welcome, Gillian. It's great to have you on board. What inspired you to create and participate in Still Here, Still Queer?
Well, I'm going to say that was you, Henry, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I told you had to.
Yes, indeed. But it is something that I have thought about for many, many years. I did have a show on Joy called The Silver Fox because, well, getting older is something we never look forward to as a younger person. And, we all think we're going to die before we get old. And then we finally get here and we're like, okay, what does it look like? And we get the impression from society that we should be backing off, lying down and just letting other people take over. And we'd like to talk about that and go, do you know what? I'm not quite ready to move over yet.
And I want to hear about what it's like to be an army brat.
Well,
maybe an army brat.
An army brat. My father was in the artillery, and the thing with
and you can still hear.
I can, because luckily I don't know that he could going into okay. later life with the big guns.
That's sad.
But it was very different to civilian lives, because back in that day you were in garrisons and you lived among other army people, and so we talked about civilians being in Civvy Street as if it was a completely different world. We moved around a hell of a lot. Hong Kong, Singapore, Germany. And one of the reasons, I say that I spent so much time alone, yes, I was an only child, but also with all of that moving around, often, you make friends and then you leave. So that was kind of what it was like, Pete.
Okay.
So what areas of interest within the broader all the issues that face those of us that are getting on a bit. What sort of things are you going to be focusing on within this program?
Well, I would like to change attitudes, and I would say that my attitude would be top up there, because I think that we've all got...
I think we'd all say that.
Exactly. We've all got internal ageism. Who hasn't made old jokes? You know, we still make them now, but, you know, we made them when we were younger, and it's one of those last isms that hasn't really been challenged because we just think it's funny. It's not hurting anybody. But there's this great saying that is, let me get this right, ageism is discrimination against my future self. So I think it's time, you know, to really tackle it. And I think I limit myself or limit my possibilities by thinking, oh, I'm just too old for that, or I'm not allowed to do that. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, Gillian, we hear the phrase ageing gracefully, and it also often brings to mind a narrow image of polished, wrinkle-free, quiet dignity. But who defines what grace looks like, and more importantly, what does it mean for queer people who've spent lifetimes challenging norms? You know, we get to a point where we're supposed to get back in our box.
Yes, exactly, and that doesn't really seem to fit either.
It doesn't suit me.
No.
I
don't think there's a box big enough for you. And I'm not talking physically.
No, we're talking metaphorically.
I do, that is absolutely true. You know, why, if we've already pushed ourselves, you know, we've had to push barriers because we weren't accepted when we were younger, so we've had to go our own way and say, no, I don't accept that. Why, when we are getting older, do we suddenly say, oh, I'm just going to accept the social norms there? No. So let's flip the narrative. Let's celebrate queer elders for not ageing well, but for ageing real. Aging at all.
For paving the way,
here.
for holding space and reminding us that visibility, self-expression and love don't have an expiry date.
Wow, listen to you, mate.
Look at me go. Yeah, let the rant start. But this is about you, Gillian.
Oh, good.
So you've got two 19-year-old children.
That's right.
And you're a lesbian woman.
I am.
Please explain.
Well, I didn't push them out myself.
You didn't?
No, but I've done, I've done quite a bit of the mothering.
Okay.
And I shall continue to do as long as they'll have me.
Well, it does show, because I've met both Felix and
Sebastian,
yes, and they've both got a little bit of you in them.
Great. I'm very, and I am incredibly proud. I'm very lucky because I am more of the old school lesbian where it wasn't so much of a possibility. When younger now, with IVF and the laws changing, it's much more common to have rainbow families. But so I was incredibly lucky.
Now, I sorry to butt into your interview piece, but I did just quickly mention that that we want to be an audience participation show. Yes. So, on air at joy.org.au. While we're on air, you can send us a question, send us any comments that you'd like to make, or you
send us your thoughts. Indeed,
yeah, that's right. Or SMS us on 0427569949. Now, during the week, if we're not on air and something springs to mind,
okay,
because as you get a bit older, you don't remember things straight away, and you think, oh yeah, I wish I'd remembered that one.
Is that ageism or is that true?
That's it's a bit of
both, I think.
Good question. You can email us at stillqueer, all one word, at joy.org.au, and that mailbox is attended by someone.
Isn't it?
I think it's probably me.
Yes, and AI, I should expect.
We will respond to your questions. We'll try to bring you, talk on air about the subjects that you're interested in.
We'll try. We will.
Try.
Still here, still queer. We'll tell you what to do.
Well, that's exactly where you are. You're still here and you're still queer. And we've had a first message from our first listener, Damien.
Yay!
Thank you, Damien. He says, like a fine wine, you three own... I'm saying him, I should say they, because maybe Damien's a they or a she. We've got to get with the times,
Yeah, we've got to be modern with the pronouns, don't we?
Exactly.
Yes.
Anyway, apparently we only get better with age. And Damien loves our stories, scars and sass.
Oh, thank you,
fantastic.
Damien.
I like the sass.
Our number one listener so far.
Thank you, Damien. Well, it's now my turn to grill Pete.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you a little bit about him first. So Pete was born in the year that Queen Elizabeth made her first visit to Australia, which was...
So royal.
1954, apparently.
A long time ago.
It was also the year that Footscray won the grand final, and we're definitely in Australia, aren't we?
And I was born 3 weeks after. So my mum was a Footscray fan, and she
you were lucky
was
you weren't
carrying me.
born on the day.
It's after that, it made me so positive as a person, I think.
That's it. Well, go Footscray. So that makes you 70?
Yep.
Yep. You came out at the age of 36. Now, you'd been struggling many years with your sexual orientation. It sounds like this is your life, the way I'm saying this. And then, and you had a lot of therapy about it.
Oh, yes, I did.
You've been a member of Joy right since the get-go, yeah? Since 1993?
Yep. Member number 334.
Very good. Been to 11 Mardi Gras parades. What number are you?
I'm 68.
Is that your age or is that your number?
It's actually my age and my Joy membership number.
That's both, yeah.
Isn't that spooky?
Yeah,
I think we say buy a lotto ticket, don't we, at that point? You've been to 11 Mardi Gras parades and you've marched in 4. Tell me what you were marching as.
I was on the first one I marched in. I was on the union float, the trade union float. It was the first ever trade union float in the Mardi Gras parade, and we organised it from down here.
Were you in high vis and work boots? What were you in?
I was dressed up as Bill Kelty.
You know what that means. I do.
I had leather shorts on, and bare legs, and a suit top, and a grey wig.
Oh, you put a grey wig on.
You captured Bill Kelty perfectly. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, listeners, we're moving on from that because I've got no idea. But you're also countless parties. So you like to boogie?
Yes. I love a bit of a dance, and there's been half of my life was spent on the docks. You know that Dockland shed down there, Shed 14.
Yep. Well, they had all the big gay dance parties.
They had to pull it down because we were dancing so hard, I'm sure, that it's pushed all the stumps into the sea.
Rock foundations. But you've been in a wonderful well, you still are, come on. Let's be fair. You're in a wonderful 26-year relationship. He hasn't gone on the Jumbotron with anyone else, have you, Pete?
No.
But you, with Tim, and you're married.
Absolutely, 6 years ago.
Most importantly, you've got a cavoodle named Oscar.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
Oscar is the love of our lives.
Really?
Like you with Ziggy.
Well, Ziggy, my hound, is lying on the carpet here. Look at that beautiful specimen.
One day we'll bring Ziggy, we'll bring Oscar in, and we'll have a duo of dogs.
Well, it seems like you've had a lot of experiences that I think many of our listeners will have. You know, you had the trouble coming out, so, you know, because back in the day, wasn't so easy, was it? No,
back in the early 90s, well, I remember I was so scared of coming out that fear of reprisals, really.
Okay, from your family or at work, okay.
Family.
Yeah.
My parents were very staunch. My father was very staunch Catholic, and he had made it very clear to me that being queer or out, gay, was the worst thing that could happen in life.
The worst thing,
so
wow. It's worse than a paper cut. Do you know what you often say? There's nothing worse than this. So your father was saying there's nothing worse than being gay.
Yeah. So that's why it took me till 36.
It's an awful thing to say, isn't it? I mean, you know, so being an axe murderer is not being as bad as being gay.
No, probably not.
I don't get that.
No.
Yeah.
Axe was all right. I used to go and chop the wood.
Do you think he knew and it was a way of trying to stop you get, you know, sort of aversion therapy? So he had did you have a little bit of a camp way about you, do you think, Pete? Because you don't now.
I think so.
You did then?
Yeah. I spent many years trying to make sure I wasn't.
Yeah.
At school, you know, you try to, I've got to have my fist closed. And,
yes,
you know,
stop waving your hands around.
Not waving my hands around like
yeah. Well,
I did on the dance floor for many years after I came out.
Did you? Yeah, exactly. Then you could let go. So you worked in the ATO.
The tax office.
Yes.
I didn't come out to them in the 1990s.
No.
It was about the noughties that I came out in the ATO. So it was about 10 years later, although some select people knew.
Yes. But you're also a qualified, get this, Gestalt therapist and relationship counsellor.
Yep. So if you two get unruly, we'll be having a counselling session while we're on air.
Well, can I do you sell coupons and books and things? Can I pre-book a few?
Oh, I see. Maybe somebody could buy us. While we're doing this, we've had another message, though. You've got to get straight on with that there.
From somebody, loving your show already. Yes, I am sure I was one of those on occasions many decades ago that saw elderly people, me now, as different to myself. Loved the elderly, but never saw that in myself as it was a way into the future for me, as it was way into the future for me. Now I have friends from their early 20s to mid-90s, and their age pales into complete insignificance. They are all the same. Very best of luck with your new show. Off to a great start. By the way, my age is 68. Signed, That Guy Again.
Great. Thanks, that guy.
Thanks,
Lovely.
That guy.
But you, Pete, are also a cancer survivor.
Yes. Sometime about 4.5 years ago, I got prostate cancer, and I'm still on some treatment for it, but it's all clear at the moment.
So you're not running to the toilet every few seconds. You haven't had to go since we've been on air.
But that's the sort of thing we might have to talk about here because
it's relevant.
It's very relevant for males over 60.
It certainly is. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a difficult thing to go through. It changes your masculinity a bit when you come down with that prostate cancer.
Yes.
And it makes you rethink totally I have no testosterone in me at the moment, for
None
example.
at all?
None. So when that happens, you rethink what life is all about, really. So it's quite a life-changing thing.
Well, just as well you're on a spiritual quest then.
Absolutely. Yes, I've been doing this spiritual quest for about 25 years, and it involves meditation and workshops and learning about things, and probably more attuned to Buddhism and a few other things. It's called the Diamond Approach.
Okay.
But it's a fantastic, it's changed me from the inside out over the last 25 years, I have to say, and I probably wouldn't be doing Joy if I hadn't done that, because it gave me the confidence that I was lacking back then.
Diamond. All right, we'll look that up. Do we need to go to any little sponsor at the moment, or can I keep grilling you?
Are we just going to the song?
Well, how
much time have we got,
one more
Pete?
message. Do you want to read that out? That's enough of me anyway.
Okay.
No.
Goodness me, the messages are coming in thick and fast, you know.
And so they should.
Hi and congratulations, and that's been highlighted in blue.
Thank you.
To the three of you. What a great format, and salute to our queer elders. I look forward to hearing future shows and this amazing and important content. Love from Pete's recent shopping companion.
Who's that?
Now,
We went shopping for our holiday today, so it's one of the people I went shopping with.
Still here, still queer, breaking down the intergenerational barriers with laughter and insight.
And you are on Still Here, Still Queer on Joy 94.9. I hope you're having a great time listening to us. And now, get ready for a voice, not only a voice, but a person too, that's lived, learned, and isn't afraid to stir the pot.
That's
you like
me.
stirring the pot, Henry? It's Henry's turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah. Okay. At 68 years young, soon to be 69 and fearing 70, our host has done it all. Taxi driver, factory worker, public servant, and a fierce advocate for social justice as a union delegate and Labor Party member. Oh, we've got 2 union delegates
Look
here.
at you
Yes.
two.
We'll be singing Solidarity forever.
I was going to say, there's going to be a lot more Billy Bragg on here, isn't there?
We dress to the left on this show.
Oh, wait.
Now he's turning to the mic for a bold new chapter, exploring life's later years with humour, honesty, and a dash of mischief. Tell me about the mischief before we finish.
Oh, mischief. Well, mischief is just an attitude, I think. It's a way to don't take anything seriously. I don't take anything seriously.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
I'm very positive as well. So expect lively chats on retirement surprises, aging with pride. As a proudly gay man in an intergenerational
Well said.
relationship.
Yes.
And why being a professional complainer Complainer.
Oh, yes.
Just means fighting for what's right.
That's right.
So tell us a bit more about yourself, Henry.
Tell us a bit more about the complaining.
Well,
what happened in the
people
complaining?
say my partner keeps telling me off for being a complainer. I'm not being a complainer. I'm just explaining things the way they are.
Right.
Like, the water's too hot or the water's too cold or...
so it's a statement of fact.
It's
Or
a
the
statement of
printer,
fact.
that
Okay.
bloody printer. I've heard you complain more about the printer than anything else.
Well, have you ever used the Joy printer?
Do you know what? If you don't like it, stay away. That's what I do. I'm not going near it.
No, I've actually gone to using my one at home because at least it works.
Yeah.
No, but let's not get into the minutiae of Joy printers.
All right. Well, tell us about your time at Joy. What's that been like? You were a very early member too,
I
number
was involved
62.
in the 68.
68.
68. I was one of the early adoptees of Joy. I started on the first day of broadcast. I came in and spoke to John Oliver about doing a show, which I did.
What was it called?
It was called Evolution, and it was a New Age show on Sunday mornings.
You were a lot younger then. You could play a New Age show.
Well,
And what was New Age back then?
Well-
it had a specific meaning, didn't
Yeah.
it?
well,
What was it?
It was things like meditation, Reiki, alternative healing.
Again,
what-
it's not
what-
something I picture with you. So this is so revealing, isn't
Well,
it?
it is.
No, I'm quite the little sort of old hippie. I'm
okay.
into all that
You
sort
better
of
lay
stuff.
your hands on us later.
Buddhism, meditation.
Okay, yeah.
You two should just run off into the sunset. You're doing the Buddhism, he's doing the Buddhism.
I've done the Vipassana meditation
Oh,
training.
my God.
Yeah,
You didn't complain for 2 weeks then.
I know, yeah, and you couldn't kill anything. So if a mosquito landed on your forearm, you had to let it bite you.
And I hear you have to feel the hair on your upper lip
That's the point, is
and
it?
concentrate on it for 4 days.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I didn't complete the course because it drove me mad. And
Judith Lucy did it too, I remember.
And the time I went, it was Mardi Gras time in Sydney. So there I was hopping on the train to go to the Blue Mountains
After Mardi Gras.
No,
So
while
just for
everyone
just
was
for those who don't know what Vipassana is, you're not supposed to speak for 10 days, is it? It's like a
That's
retreat.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So no speaking 10
Yeah.
days. Sorry,
So
carry on.
anyway,
meditation for most of the time.
Here I was in the mid-'80s in my coming out era.
When
All
did you
these-
come out? Mid-'80s?
Mid-'80s, yep.
Okay.
So all these queens in Sydney for the Mardi Gras, and I'm hopping on the train to go to the Blue Mountains to meditate in silence for 2 weeks, and it just did my head in. So I came back to Sydney, and that was Mardi Gras had finished then, but it was still a bit going.
The
on.
aftermath.
Yep,
Well, that's a bit of a shock, isn't it? Vipassana to Mardi Gras.
Yeah. So anyway, like our spiritual path is our spiritual path, and what we do is the spiritual path. You don't actually have to do anything to be on the spiritual path. You're already on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And one of the topics we've got down for this show is spirituality as well,
Spirituality,
because
yeah.
as you get older, you tend to become a bit more spiritual as well.
Well, you do contemplate things because you get off the treadmill. Your goals. You're not clawing to get your way to the top anymore. You probably realise you've gotten as far as you can. One of my favourite phrases is, this is what I did before when I thought my life was going to amount to something.
Yes, I'm so with you. That's been that has been one of the greatest reliefs, actually, where I've suddenly gone to 60, because I keep thinking I should achieve this and I should achieve that, and I go, nah,
No.
gone as far. And it's kind of a relief. It takes the pressure off. It's like, oh gosh, what am I going to do with the rest of my life?
Yeah.
Well,
I remember
nothing.
trying to picture myself at 60 when I was 20, and I couldn't go past 40. So
In your imagination.
yeah, in my imagination.
Well, Damien has stayed in touch. He said, thanks for opening your hearts and letting us into your lives and truths. A lovely mix of your three wise and funny voices. Well, certainly that backdrop of death does change things up a little bit, don't they?
It does, yeah.
Well, it's something that's in all of our minds. You're a fool if it's not, because you just don't know. But you don't actually think. For me, I don't think about it.
When I do think about it, and what I think it does to me is it says to me, live life to the fullest.
Yes.
Because it can come at any minute at our age. My age, anyway.
Well, I have a friend that says after 60, you're in Sniper Alley.
Yeah. I love that.
And I don't
That's a good
mind, because all of that, take care of yourself. Look, both none of us are getting out of here alive. Let's just be real about that. So let's try and make the most of it, not just for ourselves, but for those that we come into contact with.
Absolutely. Have lots of fun. What drew you to create this show? Because you were instrumental. You're the lead presenter on the show.
Well, yes, it was my idea, but then Gillian contributed a lot because I was talking to her about her Silver Fox show that she did years ago. Back in the day of dinosaurs and things. Look, I think ageism is a huge thing, and I think it needs to be dealt with because it's very prevalent and it's very ingrained. The way elderly people are treated, how they're expected to get back into their box, and as they get older and older, the
Infantilisation.
Thank you. I was going to say infanticising, but that's something slightly different.
Could be.
Infantilisation, where you be spoken to like a child. And even my partner, who's a little bit younger than I am, when I'm doing something on the phone, he'll snatch it out of my hand because he can do it 10 times faster.
Yeah.
And I say to him, look, don't do that. I need to do it myself. My brain needs that exercise and I need to figure it out myself. But that sort of thing happens too. So these are the sorts of things we want to discuss about. And then there's health. There's mental health. I suffered terribly from mental health when I retired and thought, oh, good, I don't have to do anything. So I spent, a year lying on the couch.
Oh, dear.
Getting fat.
Yes. Oh,
that's interesting.
And that
probably quite common.
Yeah, and it affects your mental health. And it wasn't till I moved back to Melbourne and got involved in Joy and some other things that I sort of regained my sense of self.
Yes.
So it's important to be mindful of that as you get older.
Yeah, and I think that what we can create, the wonderful thing about radio is that we can reach more people. And I'm really interested in creating a life where there are more things that we can do and get together on. I haven't finished dancing, I can tell you that. Or making music. In fact, let's get a Still Here, Still Queer band going because I want to sing. So any drummers, we know that our CEO is a fabulous keyboardist, but, drums, guitar, bass, we want to hear from you on air at joy.org.au.
Yeah.
Or 0427569949, and you can email us during the week at stillhearestillqueer@joy.org.au.
And we will, of course, be on podcast.
We will.
As well.
Oh, my Lord.
Yes, it just goes on and on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just like us. Still Here, Still Queer, providing fun, insight and resources for our rainbow elders.
And what we're going to do right now is hear from a couple of our listeners from this, our premiere or debut show. Betty says, enjoyable listening to Still Here, Still Queer, particularly spirituality and Western Bulldogs. Now,
I don't know who. Did anyone mention Western Bulldogs?
They did.
Oh, yes. My mother was a big Western Bulldogs fan, or Footscray then, and I was born 3 weeks after the grand final that they won in 1954.
I'm so sorry.
That's why I'm so positive, I think, because she was yelling and screaming with joy for so long.
You were lucky that you didn't come out at that point and become a fan on the spot. Now, we've also had, you have to press this button because, I've done it again. I'm not used to this mouse.
Oh, you've deleted it.
It's not an age thing. Don't get
we didn't do
funny
it.
with me.
We didn't delete it on purpose.
No. We've got thanks, Gillian, Henry, and Pete for this exciting new programme. I like that. You all have had an amazing and rich life so far. Look forward to future insights to help me with my ageing processes. That's from Bartley.
Thank you, Bartley.
Thank you, Bartley.
I love that name. It's like partly Bartley. But I hope
He's
that
full of heart.
keep those coming, Mr. Hartley Bartley, because we're nothing without you, listeners, and also your insights, because we're not here to preach to anybody. We're here to sort of share our experiences. We've got 20 shows coming up. What are some of the highlights? What are some of the things we hope to be covering?
You go.
Good question.
Rustling of papers.
Rustling of papers.
Well, travel is one of them.
World travel?
I'm going on a world travel trip in about 3 weeks, so I'll be away for 6 weeks.
Yep. So we're going to use that.
I'm going to tap in while I'm away. I'm
let
going
us
off
know.
to Scandinavia. But we'll also talk about how important travel is to people as they age and retire, because it's like doing bucket list things, really. So it's a fantastic way of spending retirement.
Well, it's an interesting thing because as you two know, and some of our listeners know, that I've just come back from 2 weeks in the Philippines, and I've been to Thailand as well. And the way they treat aged people in those countries is a heck of a lot different than they treat them here. I've been physically pulled out of lines and taken to the front of the queue because I'm a senior. And I didn't have to show a proof of ID here.
Yes, well, there's a lot more integration and respect, isn't there?
There's much
A lot more
Yeah.
overseas. Although this afternoon I came home from the city with shopping, and there were 4 of us who were of an age, and 3 of us got offered seats.
Wow.
Which was amazing. I've never had that happen before, so maybe we looked tired. or
like you
something.
needed to. Well, I had an experience yesterday, which is not necessarily due to do with aging. Maybe, I don't know. I was in a certain, what should we say, shopping centre, where you have to assemble your own goods mostly. And I thought, I really need to go to the loo. And being of a sort of androgynous type, I'm tall and, got short hair. I'm often mistaken for a guy going into the female toilets. And now I've let my hair just do its grey thing, probably even more. So what I did was nip into... It was very naughty, nipped into the disabled toilet, thinking, I just don't want to have to deal with that. Anyway, I did have to deal with it because I was sitting down. I thought I'd locked the door. Suddenly it opens. There's a whole family standing outside gawping. I can't stand up because I'm in the middle of what I'm doing. And a child keeps coming in, so they can't shut the door, and we're having all of this. It's not even an aging story. I think I just needed to get it out there.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I will probably do a
it's all
bit of
part of the
therapy from time to
therapy,
time
yeah.
on the show as well.
Therapy, we definitely need that. Next week, we've got a doctor.
Yes. Next week we've got a medical doctor, the bear doctor. Dr. George Morgan-Smith is coming in,
nice.
and he is going to tell us about some of the things we need to consider as we age, like whether we buy a pill box or not. No, because we all will have to have one.
What day you take what.
What day you take one, and
Yeah.
whether it's morning or afternoon. But
Yeah.
also he's offered the HIV conference at the moment, and so when he comes back, he'll have lots of news about HIV for all those aging people with HIV.
Because we have,
Really
luckily,
important.
we have so many.
Yeah, that's right.
Thankfully. And we'll also have Trevor, the personal instructor, coming in next week to give us, some fitness techniques, because he does have a lot of clients that are older, and so obviously we have different concerns. We want to be getting down to the disco still, so he's going to make sure that that we can.
Yeah.
So that's next week. We've also... What else have we got coming up? So many things.
I'm talking to authors.
DJs?
I'm talking to authors at the moment about books that they're. I don't want to give out names because
You haven't confirmed them yet.
haven't confirmed them yet, and I don't want to sort of put them on the spot. But we're also planning to dig up some old DJs from the past.
We are. And get them to spin some tunes on our show.
Spin some tunes on our show, some musicians that we may have forgotten about, like Where Are They Now? Still here, still queer, basically.
Yeah. And
So-
we've also confirmed some people from the Silver Advocacy Network.
Yes.
In Sydney.
Yep.
They're going to be on the show. There's 3 of them coming along the week after next. So no, on the 10th of August. So that will be fantastic to hear
Yes,
what's
we-
going on in Sydney about
We also
the
thinking
issues.
about, how we're going to live when we get that bit older, when we might not be able to live by ourselves, and we don't want to go into old people's homes. There's a company out there that are really changing things up for the queer folk as well.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, the disco will be part of it too. But we'll want to be hearing from you listeners about what you want, and we'll be grilling them and suggesting what they build into their new facilities.
a mirror ball in every bathroom, I would say.
Definitely.
So this is why it's super important that if you've got any ideas of things you'd like us to talk about, or any issues that you think you'd like addressed, send us an email at I nearly said Strictly Soundtracks. My God, what's this called again?
Still here.
Oh, that's it. Still here, still queer at joy.org.au, and we'll look into it.
I think we also had we have fitness, on the agenda. We also had sports. There's a lot of
pickleball
sports for older people that you can do. So talking to some of the groups that do sports, the choirs around Melbourne that are open to membership. I know Low Res is pretty much there's a lot of older people in that. So we could get them in to talk about some of the things that happen in low res choirs, and the other choir, the queer choir as well.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Somebody said, poor Gillian, caught doing the business. That is timeless rather than ageist. It so is. What I'm saying is it's not going to stop happening as you get older.
Well, she was caught
more often, actually.
She was caught doing that business. I mean, some of us have been caught doing the other business.
Well, I'd tell you what was different.
Yes.
What was different? Because, yes, I was a little... I was shaken and stirred because, I'm trying to get the child out and saying, you're actually stopping the door from shutting. But I tell you what was different is I wasn't absolutely mortified. It was sort of like, oh, who cares? 20 years ago, I'd have been trying to find a little, window to squeeze out of. I just thought, oh, sod it. Well, it's been wonderful having you, Henry.
It has been wonderful. And Pete, thank you so much for you. Pete's been doing the panelling today, which means absolutely nothing to our listeners. But
it means he's been pressing the button. So if anything went wrong, blame Pete. That's what I say.
That's right. All technical glitches are the fault of Peter Holmes.
See you next week for Still Here,
Still Queer.
Thanks for listening to another Joy podcast brought to you by Australia's LGBTQIA+ community media organisation, Joy. Help us keep Joy on air. Head to joy.org.au. Joy, a diverse sound for a diverse community.